I don't want to retire while people thinking that I'm playing bad. You know, if I would have this feeling of myself of like, I think that I'm not good enough to like be playing Worlds or be playing, you know, League of Legends, then I will stop, right? But I think I'm still like at a top level.
The name Jesiz comes from my older brother, my middle brother. His real name is Danny, and his in-game name is Dafis. So it's like a Danny Dafis kind of thing, and then Jesse Jesiz kind of thing. So I just copied him, like most other things.
The first ever memory that I have of me playing video games, I was playing Wolfenstein on the lap of my dad. I remember I was just like playing mouse or keyboard or something and just killing people or whatever. I was like maybe like 4, 5, something like this. And playing James Bond on PC as well. It was like really old PC. When I was maybe 13, 14, and I started playing a lot of Dota and all this kind of stuff. Dota, CS 1.6.
I picked up gaming from my older brothers, both of them. I remember the first 4 years or something, when I was like 4 until maybe 8. I remember just only watching my older brother play all the time. I remember he was playing PlayStation, Nintendo, whatever game he could play basically. And I think when I was like 8 or 9, I got my own PC and I just played the exact same games as my older brothers. I was basically just doing whatever they were doing and just copying their strategies and trying to outdo them. Worlds is just the end goal, basically, of the entire year. It's where you prove yourself internationally against the best teams in the world. This is where any competitive person wants to be in League of Legends.
First Worlds, I remember as we were playing semis or something like this, Rioters being super excited because they broke like viewership record or something. I think they had over 100K viewers, so I guess it was like something good, you know. This is the first memory that I have of like, maybe it's gonna be a big game, you know.
I did feel like I failed in 2014. I also feel like it was a bit out of my control in terms of me being super inexperienced, super young, and then having, you know, my jungler banned. Having that happen to me without any kind of knowledge of how to control my mental, I still feel bitter about it all, and I still feel regret with it all. I don't think it's about failure necessarily. I think it's more the fact that I don't want to leave without feeling that I've given it all 100% and leaving knowing that I could have done more.
Back then it wasn't like as professional, so it was just more sort of casual, friendly. I think there's just a lot less stress to the job, in my opinion. Just now, if you're just going to Worlds, you know, there's just like, you have a following, there's people expecting things from you, and you also have pretty big expectations from yourself as well and your team. You're just like super excited, you know. I think it's still the case now, but I think the excitement just get washed by the stress, sort of, you know. So you're just excited as you qualify, and then it's like, oh, practicing is gonna be really hard, and just playing Worlds is gonna be hard, and just all this kind of stuff.
Fnatic coming into the blue side, Gigabyte Marines on the red as we get into our 4th game of Worlds 2017 group stages.
The first game was like whatever, you know. Both top laners had the same score because it was a lane swap, so it's really whatever.
We just play our game and we should be fine.
Let's play confident. Let's kill him.
Yeah. No Shogat!
Shogat the 3 guys.
1, 2, 3,
Second game is basically the same thing, like their bot lane is fading, I'm fading, because we are the training side of the map. Obviously, like people don't realize this.
Fnatic are out of options. They've got one last chance, one opportunity to try to seize a fight, but there is nothing in their wheelhouse. There is nothing in the toolkit.
Just coming from the expectations again, from the team, individual players and the fans, like you really sort of have to win. Like it's not even you want to win, you have to win against GAM and Immortals, because Longzhou is supposed to be the best team, right? So we lose against GAM and Immortals, and then we're gonna face Longzhou, so our confidence and morale of the team is really at 0, so we just get stomped by Longzhou, you know.
I think it just has to be so frustrating if you're on the side of Fnatic to come in to lose this hard in the early weeks when a lot of people expected you to come up big to a certain degree, and now you go into your matchup against Longzhou, you know it's a challenge. You play against a Galio in the mid lane, frustrating. You play against a Varus on the bottom side who just avoids the all-ins. Must be such a frustrating game to end the first week on.
Probably most people think, you know, that I'm looking bad because I have bad scores and all this kind of stuff. 100 like pro players or 100 like analysts or casters or whatever can tell them he died because of X and it's not his fault, you know, like people at the end of the day just like either they are doing memes or just, they just look at the score, right? Even in Origin, towards the end, I knew that the team wasn't so good. So I was just trying to play more carries and be a lot more selfish. People were praising me or saying that, oh, sOAZ is playing good now, or this kind of stuff, you know. But I was just not being a team player at all, you know. And these people, like the people don't even realize that. So I think I just need right now to find a good balance between like be selfish when I need to and playing for team.
When people talk about talent, what I remembered it as was my older brother would always say, either you're good or you're bad. It just doesn't work any other way. That was like his philosophy, and I kind of picked up on it. You know, as I've been a pro over like the last couple of years here in League of Legends, it's sort of come to a realization that the fact that I was good from the get-go was one thing, but I think what mattered more was my passion like for the game, the fact that I loved playing the game, and my competitiveness, just striving, like really sacrificing and trying for my life to become better than someone else. And that was, in my opinion, just the biggest reason to why I got here in the first place.
Obviously, it's really interesting, you know, to play professionally. Like now, most players get a lot of money, a lot of attention, all this kind of stuff. Most of the players that I started playing with, they didn't start because of money, or they didn't start because of fame, or all this kind of stuff. They probably just got bored and wanted to achieve other things, like either finish their studies, either they wanted to have like, you know, a relation with a girlfriend or whatever. But yeah, I mean, for me, traveling to tournaments and all this kind of stuff, like this is still really fun, playing with a team. But obviously the game is really boring to me of like, you know, playing solo queue. I don't need to play a ton of solo queue unless I really need to practice X or Y champion, and in this case I will put the effort into it, you know. But if I don't, I tend to be a bit lazy, and I think this also helps me to not feel like too stressed, you know, and just play 24 hours and stuff like this.
We have the struggling Fnatic. They went 0-3 in week 1, still looking to strike back after a couple of days of rest.
And it's going to be a tough road for them if they're going to make it out of this group. They have to essentially run the table. They have to be able to take down Longzhou, and you're hoping that other teams lose other games.
There's the 2 and 4 tiebreaker.
Yeah,
try and go for
realistic. If Gigabyte Reeds does beat Immortals, the group gets blown wide open.
We, or I at least, didn't expect to make it out. I'd already kind of accepted that we weren't or aren't a good team. We went there and suddenly we saw, like, you know, the pieces starting to line up, and We won our first game, like, you know, with the last Janna auto and all this kind of stuff. So we actually started winning, and then we started realizing that it was actually possible. I never really thought about it too much. Like, I never really said to myself, oh, I'm gonna be able to go to quarters if I win this game, or oh, I only have to win 2 more games and then I'm at quarters. I never really thought about that. My mindset going into the day was just to get the last 2 or 3 wins and not go home completely empty-handed.
Hit the towers, 5 seconds Tristana.
Speed.
Only Tristana.
Yeah, I will just stop Tristana from hitting.
Can you hit the Nexus, or what do you do with Tristana?
But the Nexus is
Tristana?
yeah. Makes his way back in, but he's not gonna go! That's a clutch play, and Fnatic do the unthinkable!
Kind of feel like surreal because we didn't really believe that we'll make it. I'm fucking happy. I just like sort of have to give it my best because I don't even know what I would do besides League anyways. Like most of the people that played on in my time, like we all sort of quit school quite early. Even like a lot of players still do that. Players are younger and younger, obviously, you know, they quit school on like just before they are 17 and just try to be pro or whatever, like Caps for example. Don't know if he's gonna have as long career as me, but I'm sure if he does, he's gonna be really worried about his future, you know, like maybe he's gonna have 1 million fans, right? In 6 years, let's say. He's gonna have a lot of opportunity due to having this big community like following him and just having a lot of fans, and he's gonna get jobs just because he have a lot of following and he can do X and Y, but it's still really scary sort of, you know, to not be able to know like what you want to do or like what you would be doing.
I'm feeling like, you know, have you seen, what's it called? Mob Psycho 100? Whenever he reaches 100, he explodes. One of his emotions explode, and then he just goes crazy, and he can't control his power. And I feel like I'm at 95 right now. I'm getting close to 100. As soon as I go on stage and I look them in the eyes, it's gonna explode to 100, and then it's over.
You know, the most explosive Janna is.
My Janna, my Lulu, can't contain the power of the shields.
Yeah, let's do it.
The biggest thing, we need to just keep our mental because we always have late game. Oh yeah.
Fnatic have a tough road ahead of them as they try to be the first team to take down a hometown favorite here in the quarterfinals.
RNG looking for the kills, turn their attention to the Nexus, they're looking to kill the Nexus, and Royal never gonna win game 1! GUANGZHOU has ultimate, he's saving it for when Reckless gets in range. 10 seconds to Nexus! Enjoy, the Nexus is the target, Uzi, me, RNG, they haven't done it yet! Fnatic are down 0-2!
It's fine though.
It's okay.
Now not as we can do it.
Yes, we can.
They're not that good, honestly.
I think we just need to just touch the trigger and just play aggressive. We are not fighting with macro, and this game I've shown so much of it in my eyes.
Honestly, every series that we played, except for against the Longshu, it's been on us.
Yep.
Like, whether we win or we lose, it's always just been on us. And these guys are not different, like they're not way better than us or anything. So it's literally just on us to win these games or lose these games.
We need to be confident and look for opportunities. Everyone.
Don't go home with regrets, just fucking YOLO. I really don't want regret. I just want to leave here satisfied. Whether that means losing now at quarters or at semis, I think the end result doesn't matter. It's really just how I felt being here and how I feel going home.
Look! I'm hitting Nexus.
Yes! Dropping his dead.
I'm hitting Nexus.
Yeah. Just take enemy.
Go Nexus.
Go Nexus.
Go Nexus.
Just only Nexus. Only. No, I can't press. I can't cross Galio.
You can Galio. I'm Miguel's.
Just go
Nexus
Nexus.
is 2 HP.
I'm dead.
I logged.
Hit Nexus. Yeah.
Oh,
No,
back.
Nexus. Hit Nexus.
Nexus.
Yes! Calm down.
What is
EDG special was initiated.
We really need to eat some food right now.
Can Fnatic bounce back, get a strong early game, and suddenly start putting a lot of fear into RNG's minds?
sOAZ continues to go long.
No flash over, no flash over.
Yeah, win this, win this. Fight.
Get to Twitch behind us!
Go on Twitch!
Twitch behind us! Kerka!
We can enter, we
No
can.
flash, no flash, no flash.
He gets one! BROXAH's poison! That's it!
And that.
Attention! Cap will be next! It's a double kill for Uzi!
To the end. And the end. Is he way? Yeah, they will.
Legends never die! When GUANGZHOU's calling out your name, RNG advance to the semi-finals!
With this team and what we've been through the entire year, I already feel like we've exceeded expectations. Just everyone's expectations, basically. Like not only fans in the org or anything, but us as 5 players and myself. I do feel like I've exceeded my own expectations and the team's expectations. I feel like I've did my part to take us further than we could. So in terms of result, I'm pretty satisfied. Are we Gucci?
There's a famous quote that says, "I'm not the best because of how hard I practice. I'm the best because I've seen every single experience. I've done every single circumstance. I know exactly how to react to it."
It was like a lot more closer, and we could have made it. So you could say for some people they will feel more sad, but for me, just sort of like gives me more hope that we can actually still perform well, you know, on like big stages and all this kind of stuff. I think overall it was a good tournament for me and us overall. Each of us learned a lot from it, so I think it's good overall.
This is a guy who had to struggle with some of his own demons in that moment. Run it back through groups, and then here, when they're on the verge of defeat, he has to be the one with intelligent plays to keep them in it.
Single-handedly almost winning them a game a couple of times, so huge props to sOAZ to overcome not only the mental hurdle, but then convincing his team so they can trust him that he can carry.
I actually think in that specific game 3, no other top laner in the world would have been able to pull off what sOAZ did, because nobody has that playstyle. He's been doing this every year.